The core of insight-based selling is getting to a place where we can create an opportunity or need for the client, create a need that they've overlooked and tie it to our solution. Now, that naturally is going to lead to a question of how is your solution unique? What is it that makes it different from what I could get from other competitors out there in the market? And getting that right is actually the hardest part of getting insight selling right, which is answering the question, what is it that makes our solution, what is it that makes our product, what is it that makes our service truly unique and differentiated in the market? What I would tell you is that you've got to answer the Deb Oler question. Now, Deb Oler is the head of Grainger North America. Grainger, the provider of maintenance, repair, kind of operations support to facilities and companies around the world. Deb has worked with her companies for her organization for many years to try to isolate what is it that makes Grainger unique in the marketplace, in a very crowded marketplace. And the question she pushes her team to answer, the question she asks her executive peers on the operating committee is the following: why is it that our customers should buy from us instead of from our competitors? What's the answer to that question? Now, here's the thing. When you ask people that question, typically they have a knee-jerk response, which is, well, we're more innovative, or we're more customer-centric, or we're more entrepreneurial, or we're more socially responsible, or we're more employee-centric. Those are all very important things, don't get me wrong. But the problem with those answers is that they're fairly generic. They're very hard to quantify, right? You're not giving enough credit really to your competitors if you claim that they are not customer-centric, that they're not also innovative, that they're not also employee-centric and socially responsible. They probably are. And even if you could quantify how much more of those things you are than they are, is your client willing to pay for that difference? The thing that makes you unique is the thing that you do or you provide to customers that your competitors don't. What is the capability? Whether that's a product capability, a service capability, maybe it's a service wrapper that you surround your product with. It's a layer of service, or it's an approach you take to deploying the same exact product that your competitors deploy, but the way you do it is different perhaps. Now, getting this right, again, is really, really hard, and I've seen teams struggle around the world over and over in answering this question, and typically the biggest mistake is that they fall back on these sort of generic kind of platitude differentiators. The exercise you want to go through is the following. You want to be able to articulate your competitive differentiators, the things that make you unique, and then you want to put that in a circle. You want to fill up another circle with what makes your competitors unique, what makes their products, their services, their approach to the market unique. Overlap those things, right? There's going to be clear overlap. There are going to be things that you both share, but there are going to be things that are unique. Then the third circle you bring in is what the client is looking for, right? So what you're going to look for, think about it as a Venn diagram with three overlapping circles. The very middle, the overlap between what you provide, what your competitors provide, and what the client is looking for, that's what companies like Corporate Visions would call competitive parity. Right? Everyone's on an equal playing field. We are providing the same exact product and solution and service that our competitors are, and it addresses a very clear client need. What you need to identify is the area of overlap between you and the customer that is not shared by your competitor, right? Corporate Visions would call that the value wedge, but really what that is the answer to the Deb Oler question, which is what is it that makes you unique? Once you identify that thing that makes you unique, you've got to then ask the question, why aren't our customers willing to pay for that thing right now? If it's so unique, if it's so valuable, why is there not a line around the block of customers willing to pay us for that unique capability, that unique differentiator? To get there, we need to think about the insight. What's the thing that the client has overlooked? What would have to be true in the customer's world for them to be willing to pay us for our unique benefit, our unique differentiator? Ideally, willing to pay us a premium for that in the marketplace. So when you would define the thing that makes you unique, it's got to be unique, obviously. It's got to be something that we do and our competitors don't. It's got to be credible. It's got to be something we've done before. And it's got to be valuable. It's got to be something that the client has a clear need for. Maybe it's an unseen need or an underappreciated need. And again, that's where the insight comes in, the idea of disrupting the way the client thinks about the world. Maybe you know it's truly valuable to the customer, but they don't yet see it. And so you have to demonstrate that. You have to get them to understand why it's so important that they see their business this way. And when they see it that way, they'll see your value proposition in a completely different light. And then you've boxed out your competitor, right? Because you've taught the client to effectively value an opportunity that only you can address.